Hi, welcome to my channel.
Hey, we're back again. Now we've gone ahead and rendered a marker on tracing paper technique, showing how we used a cool color. And then next we did a black object, showing how we used sky tone and blended that in with the shades of cool gray 7 and 5. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use a warm color. We're going to use red, a carmine red, and a pink value marker to show you how to render this surface red. Okay. Now, one of the things that you'll notice right away is that this surface has a couple of details and features that are actually protruding out from the top and the side surface. And you see the contour lines. Again, let me go ahead and zoom in so you can see what's going on here. Okay, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. Not too close. Okay, so you can see the contour lines shows a step, right? A step out. And there isn't a contour line here. There's actually a bit of a draw through here, but you can see there's a slight rise in this surface. Okay, and then we've shown a transition surface here at these two lines. Okay, so this is yet another way of kind of setting up for your sketching. All right, so here are the two markers we're going to use. Our main color is this carmine red. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm zoomed in, but you can start to see the markers, and then here you get a pink, sort of a rose pink color. And then what we're going to do also later, I'm not sure if we're going to need this, we may not, but I thought bring in a darker red. This is sort of like a wine red. It's got a little more black in it, so it'll tend to kind of give us that number 3 value if you need it. I'm not sure. And then at the end, we'll finish it up with our Sharpie pen. All right, so let's get going. Same technique again. Look at the form, look at the contours, right? Look at the compound curves, if there are any, and flip it over. And we use our main color, right? So this is a carmine red. It's not quite a fire engine red, but it's a little more on the orange side. But it's going to be enough to give us the range that we're looking for, right? So just like we did with the black, I don't really see any need to bring the horizon any higher. So we're going to go ahead and just keep it down low onto the ground. Okay, and we'll do that, and we'll do this. All right. Now, here's something to keep in mind. When you have a surface that is pretty much in parallel with the other, and it's smaller in stature or smaller in profile, you have to be conscious of that by just showing a little less area of color that's filled in here. Okay, you see how I've got a lot more on this larger surface? Well, that makes sense, right? Because if you use the same color fill on this surface, it totally dilutes the fact that this is a smaller surface. So that's another trick that we use as designers when we're trying to further define surfaces as we're rendering. Okay, all right. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and respect the highlight. So we're going to respect the highlight. So I'll go ahead and just draw a border edge there, and then we'll skip over this highlight, and we'll notice that this is also going to be red. And because of the same issue that we have here, I can go a little bit darker right in here with this red. Okay, and I think that's about, check this out. This raised area is also going to be red, huh? Right? So we got to make sure we get that little sliver in there. Right? So we'll put that marker away. This is the carmine red. And what we're going to do now is we're going to bring in the pink, which is a pale pink. And this works really well with the carmine red. And we're going to do the same thing. Remember how we went over the surface to create the gradient? Okay. You see, it's very subtle. Right now, that's not giving you the amount of punch that you're looking for. I highly recommend coming into the dark side, not here, but bringing the dark side and create a slurry and pick up some of that color to bring it through. Okay. Do you see that technique? I grab a little color, create a little slurry, not too much. Okay, and there you go. Now you've got a nice gradient. All right. Now you can come in here and create a gradient going that direction, and you go ahead and create a gradient going this direction, and we'll create another gradient going that direction. Okay, remember, you see how I'm kind of climbing it up in the same direction with regards to how I'm moving my markers. Okay. Ooh, look at this. I forgot. Number 3, another number 3 surface. Okay. And that should do it. Okay. And here I'm just going to touch up this area where I borrowed some value. Okay. All right. So now we have our number 1, 2, and 3 side. Now it doesn't seem like a lot of contrast going on between here and here, but you'll see when I come over and flip the paper. All right. So let's go ahead and flip it. Okay. And now you can start to see the values just kind of more settled down. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same color, the same red. All right. Broaden it. And remember how we did with the black and the blue, right? You color in that solid surface at the bottom. And then you come over here and you strengthen that value. And then you strengthen this value here. And that's about all you really need. And I'm going to come in here and just strengthen the core transition here. It's like a rolled edge. So I want to just strengthen that just a bit more. All right. And then when you're ready, come in with your Sharpie marker. And you want to flip your canvas over and secure the heavy black lines. So these heavy black lines will actually tidy up and define the outside edge. And I highly recommend doing that on these types of sketches because, as you know, a lot of these drawings employ a lot of draw through. And the draw through sometimes can be a little confusing. Okay, and as you start to define and be able to recognize what it is you're sketching, right, it's best to clean things up. Right? Contour lines like this, like cross-section lines and things like this, don't worry about these. Most people who look at these drawings will see them. Yeah, they see the black lines of it. Yes, once you fill in with value, everything starts to make sense. They start to realize, oh yeah, that's a transition. So try not to come back in and try to erase things. It's not necessary. Okay. All right. Now, we talked about that wine red. Remember that dark red? And where it was going to come into play. And I see an opportunity here. Even though the surface is turning, right? It's turning here. I don't think it's giving me the right amount of contrast between this surface and that surface. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cork off this marker. This is wine red. It's got a little more black in it. And we're going to go ahead and just strengthen the number 3 side. Just the lower portions of it, okay? And you'll see right away I've got the contrast now that I was looking for because it's going to help turn the surface. And I know that it's a little bit hard for you to see, but I can definitely see it from here. There's definitely a lot more richness over on this side. And now these sides are not having to struggle as much to kind of make up the difference. And you see I went ahead and tapped this corner with a little bit of red. And I'll put a little bit down here. Okay. And that should give us the contrast levels that we're working with. So yes, we did need this wine red, okay, and that did the trick. All right. Again, that was the demo for showing the 3 values with raised features. And again, I didn't take away from any of these other renderings. Let me zoom out so we can take a look together. Okay. So boom, there we are. All 3 renderings, and they are a little different, but yes, they all have the 1, 2, 3 value, and that's what you're looking for. You always, and now the key to these drawings, before I close and finish this video, you want to maintain the white of the paper, okay? And I think that's a very important thing to remember in all design drawings, is you want to try to maintain that because that's going to give you the natural luminosity in a drawing that makes it look fresh, keeps it attractive, keeps the drawing looking clean. And it's very hard to recover that if you should draw over it and come back in with gouache or white paint or gel pen, pencil. It all just looks added on. So definitely leave the white of the paper. All right. So I'll have one more video to close up this series. And so stay tuned for that. All right. Thanks for watching.